In the ancient and hallowed city of Jerusalem, the heartbeat of Israel, a prince was born into a household of great significance. This child, destined for remarkable feats, was Solomon, son of King David and Bathsheba. His birth was not just a moment of joy for his parents, but a beacon of hope for a nation. The very name Solomon, meaning peace, foretold the destiny that awaited him. Amidst a time of turmoil and political intrigue, Solomon's arrival brought a promise of stability and harmony. King David, having faced personal and political storms, saw in Solomon a chance for redemption and a bright future for his kingdom. Nathan, the prophet who had once chastised David for his sins, now brought a divine message of favor. The prophet called the child Jedediah, beloved of the Lord, signifying that this young prince was marked for greatness by the hand of God himself. As Solomon grew, his early years were filled with the teachings of the court, the wisdom of his father, and the guidance of the prophets. His mind was sharp, his heart attuned to the nuances of leadership and justice. The child who was born amidst the echoes of past sins was being shaped into a ruler who would change the course of history. Chapter 2. Divine Favor and Early Wisdom. From a young age, Solomon demonstrated an unusual aptitude for wisdom and understanding. King David, recognizing this, began to prepare him for the throne, even though Solomon was not the eldest of his sons. The court, abuzz with the politics of succession, watched as Solomon grew in knowledge and favor. It was during this time that Solomon's relationship with God deepened. The divine favor spoken of at his birth continued to manifest in his life. As he matured, Solomon's reputation as a young man of exceptional insight spread throughout the kingdom. His judgments were sound, his advice sought after, and his presence commanded respect. This period of preparation was crucial. Solomon's mother, Bathsheba, played an influential role, instilling in him a sense of justice and a deep reverence for the God of Israel. The prophets, including Nathan, continued to guide him, ensuring that his path remained aligned with divine will. The groundwork was being laid for a reign that would be remembered for its unparalleled wisdom and prosperity. Chapter 3. Ascension to the Throne. The time came for King David to pass the mantle of leadership. Despite internal family conflicts, including a coup attempt by his brother Adonijah, Solomon was anointed as the king of Israel. With the support of David, the prophet Nathan, and the loyal general Benaiah, Solomon's ascension was secured. The transition of power was not without its challenges. Adonijah's attempt to seize the throne was a stark reminder of the fragile nature of power. However, Solomon, with his characteristic wisdom, handled the situation with both firmness and grace. He spared his brother's life, but only on the condition that he would prove himself loyal. King David's final instructions to Solomon were filled with fatherly advice and kingly counsel. David charged his son to follow the ways of the Lord, to uphold justice, and to rule with a discerning heart. With the anointing oil still fresh upon him, Solomon began his reign, ready to lead Israel into an era of unparalleled peace and prosperity. Chapter 4. The Gift of Wisdom. One night, as Solomon lay in a deep sleep, he had a dream that would forever alter the course of his life and reign. In this dream, God appeared to him and said, "Ask for whatever you want me to give you." This divine offer was unprecedented, a testament to the favor Solomon had found in God's eyes. Solomon, recognizing the enormity of his responsibilities as king, asked not for wealth, long life, or the death of his enemies, but for wisdom and discernment. He sought the ability to govern his people with justice and understanding. God was pleased with Solomon's selfless request and granted him not only unparalleled wisdom but also wealth, honor, and a long life, provided he remained faithful. With this divine endowment, Solomon's wisdom became legendary. His ability to discern truth from falsehood, to understand the intricacies of human nature, and to make sound judgments set him apart as a ruler. The gift of wisdom was not just a personal blessing but a national treasure, bringing peace and prosperity to Israel. Chapter 5. The Judgment of the Two Mothers. One of the most famous demonstrations of Solomon's wisdom came early in his reign. Two women came before him, each claiming to be the mother of the same baby. They lived together and each had a baby, but one baby had tragically died. The mother of the deceased baby claimed the living child as her own, leading to a bitter dispute. Solomon listened carefully to their arguments. Then, in a move that shocked the court, he called for a sword and proposed to cut the baby in half, giving each woman a half. The true mother immediately cried out to give the baby to the other woman, preferring to lose her child rather than see it killed. Solomon then knew who the real mother was and awarded her the child. This judgment not only resolved the dispute, but also solidified Solomon's reputation as a wise and discerning ruler. The people of Israel marveled at his insight, and his fame spread far and wide. The story of the two mothers became a symbol of his profound ability to deliver justice. Chapter 6. Building the Temple. One of the crowning achievements of Solomon's reign was the construction of the first temple in Jerusalem. King David had dreamed of building a house for the Lord, but it was Solomon who would bring this vision to fruition. With meticulous planning and vast resources, Solomon embarked on this monumental task. The temple's construction took 7 years and involved thousands of workers, craftsmen, and artisans. Materials were sourced from the finest quarries and forests, with King Hiram of Tyre supplying cedar wood and skilled labor. The result was a breathtaking edifice, a sanctuary of unparalleled beauty and spiritual significance. When the temple was completed, Solomon led a grand dedication ceremony. He prayed to God, asking that his presence would dwell within the temple and that it would be a place where prayers would be heard and answered. God's glory filled the temple, affirming his acceptance of this holy dwelling. The temple became the central place of worship for the Israelites, a symbol of their covenant with God. It was a place where sacrifices were offered, festivals celebrated, and the law of Moses upheld. Solomon's dedication to building the temple was a testament to his commitment to honoring God and his father's legacy. Chapter 7. Construction projects and urban development. Solomon's vision extended beyond the temple. He initiated a series of grand construction projects that transformed the landscape of Israel. His own palace, known as the House of the Forest of Lebanon, took 13 years to complete and was an architectural marvel of its time. In addition to his palace, Solomon fortified key cities and built the Millo, a large earthen structure that reinforced the walls of Jerusalem. He developed administrative centers, store cities, and military outposts, ensuring that his kingdom was both well-governed and well-defended. These projects were not just about physical structures. They were about laying the foundation for a prosperous and secure nation. Solomon's ability to mobilize resources, labor, and expertise reflected his exceptional administrative skills and strategic vision. Under his reign, Israel flourished as a center of culture, commerce, and innovation. Chapter 8. Trade and Wealth. Solomon's reign saw the establishment of extensive trade networks that brought immense wealth to Israel. His alliance with King Hiram of Tyre was particularly fruitful. Together, they launched maritime expeditions, trading with distant lands and bringing back gold, silver, ivory, apes, and peacocks. Solomon's trading ventures extended to the Arabian Peninsula and Africa. He established trade routes that connected Israel to the vast economies of the ancient world. The wealth that flowed into Israel from these ventures funded his grand construction projects and contributed to the kingdom's prosperity. In addition to trade, Solomon imposed a system of tributes on surrounding nations, further increasing Israel's wealth. His ability to manage and expand these economic activities showcased his acumen as a ruler. Israel's prosperity during Solomon's reign was unmatched, and Jerusalem became a vibrant hub of commerce and culture. Chapter 9. The Visit of the Queen of Sheba. News of Solomon's wisdom and the prosperity of Israel reached the distant kingdom of Sheba. The Queen of Sheba, intrigued by the tales, decided to visit Jerusalem to see for herself. She brought with her a caravan laden with spices, gold, and precious stones, gifts fit for a king. Upon her arrival, the queen tested Solomon with hard questions, riddles, and challenges. Solomon answered them all with ease, leaving her astounded by his wisdom and the splendor of his court. She marveled at the organization of his kingdom, the richness of his palace, and the grandeur of the temple. Impressed and satisfied, the Queen of Sheba acknowledged the truth of the reports she had heard and praised Solomon and the God of Israel. She gifted Solomon with great wealth, and he, in turn, gave her everything she desired. Their meeting symbolized the far-reaching influence of Solomon's wisdom and the respect he commanded from other rulers. Chapter 10. Writings and Legacy of Wisdom. Solomon's wisdom was not confined to his judgments and rulings. It also found expression in his writings. He is credited with authoring several books of the Bible, including Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, and the Song of Solomon. These works reflect his deep understanding of human nature, the complexities of life, and the pursuit of meaning. The Book of Proverbs is a collection of sayings and teachings that offer practical advice on living a righteous and wise life. Ecclesiastes explores the existential questions of life's purpose and the pursuit of happiness, emphasizing the fleeting nature of worldly pursuits. The Song of Solomon, a lyrical poem, celebrates love and beauty. Solomon's writings have endured through the ages, continuing to inspire and guide countless generations. His legacy as a wise ruler and thinker is immortalized in these texts, which remain integral to the spiritual and intellectual heritage of Judaism and Christianity. Chapter 11. Efficient Administration. Solomon's reign was marked by efficient and innovative administration. He divided the kingdom into 12 districts, each responsible for providing supplies to the royal household for 1 month each year. This system ensured a steady flow of resources and minimized the burden on any single region. He appointed capable officials to oversee various aspects of governance, from military affairs to economic management. Solomon's administrative reforms enhanced the efficiency of the kingdom, ensuring that it ran smoothly and effectively. His ability to delegate authority and implement a well-organized bureaucracy allowed him to focus on larger strategic goals, such as expanding trade, fostering international relations, and overseeing construction projects. The stability and prosperity of Israel during his reign were a testament to his administrative prowess. Chapter 12. Military Power and Security. While Solomon's reign was known for its peace and prosperity, he understood the importance of maintaining a strong military. He built a formidable army, including a large chariot corps and cavalry. He fortified key cities and constructed defensive structures to protect the kingdom from external threats. Solomon's strategic use of military power ensured that Israel remained secure and dominant in the region. His alliances with neighboring nations, secured through marriage and diplomacy, further strengthened Israel's position. The combination of military strength and diplomatic acumen made Solomon's Israel a formidable power in the ancient world. Chapter 13. Peaceful Reign and Prosperity. One of the defining characteristics of Solomon's reign was the peace that prevailed throughout the land. Unlike his father David, who faced numerous battles and conflicts, Solomon's rule was marked by stability and prosperity. This peaceful environment allowed for cultural and economic flourishing. Under Solomon's wise and just leadership, Israel experienced a golden age. The people enjoyed a high standard of living, and the nation's wealth grew. The arts, sciences, and literature thrived, and Jerusalem became a center of learning and culture. Solomon's ability to maintain peace and foster prosperity was a testament to his diplomatic skills and the respect he commanded from other rulers. His reign became a model of what a just and wise king could achieve, leaving an indelible mark on the history of Israel. Chapter 14. Religious Practices and Idolatry. Solomon's reign saw the establishment and organization of religious practices centered around the temple. He implemented systems for regular sacrifices, festivals, and worship, ensuring that the people of Israel maintained their covenant with God. However, Solomon's later years were marred by the introduction of idolatry. His many foreign wives brought with them their gods and religious practices. In an effort to please them, Solomon built high places and altars to these foreign deities, leading the people astray. This deviation from the worship of the God of Israel brought divine displeasure. The very wisdom and prosperity that had defined Solomon's reign began to erode as he turned away from the foundational principles of his kingdom. The seeds of division and decline were sown, foreshadowing the troubles that would follow his death. Chapter 15. Death and Legacy. After a reign of 40 years, Solomon's life came to an end. His death marked the conclusion of a remarkable era of peace, prosperity, and unparalleled wisdom. Solomon was buried in the city of David, leaving behind a complex legacy. His son Rehoboam succeeded him, but the unity and stability of the kingdom were soon shattered. The people, burdened by the heavy taxes and labor imposed during Solomon's reign, demanded relief. Rehoboam's refusal to lighten their load led to a revolt, and the kingdom was divided into Israel in the north and Judah in the south. Despite the political turmoil that followed, Solomon's legacy endured. The temple he built remained the spiritual heart of Israel for centuries. His writings continued to inspire and guide future generations. Solomon's reign, with its blend of wisdom, grandeur, and human frailty, remains a profound chapter in the history of Israel. In the annals of history, Solomon is remembered as a king who sought wisdom above all else, who built a kingdom of unmatched splendor, and whose life was a testament to the heights and depths of human experience. His story, woven with divine favor and human imperfection, continues to resonate as a timeless tale of leadership, faith, and the quest for understanding.